when I was like, all right, let's be a salon owner, I just had this big vision for my life. Like, I'm gonna be shoot it straight with you guys, because I always do. Like, I didn't ever think, man, like, I can't wait to help other people grow their business. I knew I would in the process, but truthfully, at 20 years old, when I said I was gonna open my salon, I was delulu as hell. Let's be real about that. But also I believed in myself, and that's, like, belief is such an important system that you have to have in place in your business. And yes, it's something that comes from within, but it's integral, because if you don't believe in you, who the hell is gonna believe in you? Like, how could you go to the bank and be like, I need money? Or how could you go just, like, I don't know, out, nobody does this anymore, but like out on the streets, pounding that pavement, handing out business cards and being like, hey, I'm Lexi, I want to do your hair, I own a salon, I'd love you to come work with me. If you don't believe in you, I'm getting on my Tony Robbins soapbox. If you don't believe in you, like, why should they? Why should they? They shouldn't, because like that's not a strong foundation, right? I'm all about the foundation of your business being super, super freaking strong and supported by super strong systems in your business, so that you, as a salon owner, get to freaking live a little, get to have fun, get to, like, do whatever you freaking want. Go to Italy and drink an Aperol Spritz, or take your family to the park on Wednesdays at noon. Like, whatever that looks like for you, that's what we want. Like, it's not, you have to be driven by the belief that it's gonna work out for you. And so if you don't believe it's gonna work for you, this is kind of like, I don't know, like, it's not manifestation, it's not woo-woo, because like I don't really stand in those worlds, but it's just like common sense. But we don't think about it like that, because you're like, well, if I say I'm gonna do this, if I say I'm gonna do this thing and it's about me, that's really like kind of something we've been told like not to do. Like, we should be doing things in service for others, which, by the way, I totally believe we should, and I do it every day as in the salon industry. Like, there's no way not to. But like, if you say like, why do you have this business? Like, everybody knows about Simon Sinek and the power of why and whatever. If you don't know who that is, you need to Google, watch his TED Talk, read the book, etc. But like, why did you want this business? And then, do you believe that you can actually do that thing? And if you don't, like, you got to go work through that. And that is something that I think only you can do. But when I started out and I said, I'm going to be a salon owner, and I'm going to open this amazing salon so that I can have this kind of life, that was the first, like, the impetus of what I now call in coaching and in my salon of the Dream 10. Because the Dream 10 is a list of 10 things that you just want for freaking you. For you, to make you happy. They're the rhinestone uncovered, or how about a diamond encrusted carrot that's like dangling out there that you go chasing after because you want it. The reason you're willing to work so hard in your business, the reason you're willing to like do the things that we have to do as salon owners, because like, you know, it's not easy. It's not easy, like managing your people, like hiring, firing, dealing with personalities, playing mental checkers, waking up from a freaking nightmare or a dream potentially about the salon. Like, thinking about your business in the middle of the night. Like, I know that all business owners do have that, but I think as salon owners, we carry so much space and we have to hold so much for so many people. It's not just for us and our business and our personal clients, right? If you're still behind the chair, but also it's all the people that come through your doors. It's your stylists, it's your young people that you're training up, it's new talent, it's the clients that come in through the door and all that they come to bring. Because when you step into my salon and the salons of the salon owners that I work with, it's so much more than hair. And I'm sure it's that way for you too, because it's always been more than hair. It's the relationship. It's the relationship. It's the transformations that happen physically, sure, but that really happen on the inside that we are able to give, right? And so I wanted to open a salon because I knew that this business was fun and feel good and it worked for me, and that was amazing. but I did it because it was a business that facilitated what I wanted for myself. And I just want to say that I think that's fine. And I think like we don't have to be all high and mighty and righteous as a business owner. Like, you just get to say what it is. You're in business to make money. And I don't think that's a bad thing. And I don't think it's a bad thing to go against whatever, like, oh, be small, like, nah, be big, take up space. Like, if you're not gonna, somebody else is. So believe in yourself and know that, like, you know, like you gotta work on that and all of that. But also, here's the other half of that. And now I've gone somewhere else than I wanted to when I started this video, but we're gonna roll with it because I think this is super important and something that I think doesn't get said often enough. And I just recently had this conversation with one of a young talent in my salon. If you don't think you deserve it, you will self-sabotage at any turn. So not only do you have to believe that it's possible, and then you have to like craft a plan and have strategy and support and all of this, right? Like that's step one. Believe it's freaking possible. Figure out how it's possible. If anybody else has done it, anybody else has freaking done it, you can do it. You can do it too. Like they've paved the way for you. Like I've done it, so guess what? It's your turn now. Like I've paved the way. I've left breadcrumbs. Like you Hansel and Gretel yourself over here, and I'm going to fast forward you through all of my trial and error. And frankly, like there are so many other people before you, like you could just Google it. But if you want to like do it quickly, you hire a coach. I mean, that's what I do in my life. But at the end of the day, you do need those things, right? You need to believe that it's possible. And then you need a strategy, you need a plan. A business plan is incredibly important. And you need to know like tactics, strategies, you need to master self-leadership. There are all these things that we have to do as salon owners to get there, right? But then the thing that I see way too freaking often, and it just bums me out, it really bums me out, is that people don't actually think they deserve it. And that sucks. Because they will self-sabotage. And they'll get real close, and then they will get sick. Or they, you know, do something erratic to like try to grow the business like exponentially super fast. Or, you know, they just do something stupid. They like go away from their SOPs. They operate outside of their priorities. They just blow it. And then that keeps them right here. That keeps them small because they're not ready to feel big. They're not ready to go past it and actually like be willing to receive that thing that they want so bad. And I know that if you're still watching this and you're with me and you're like following this crazy loop that my brain is taking us on, you know that's true. Because how many times have things been just like going really great in a relationship and you just pick a fight for no reason? Like in like a romantic relationship with your partner. Like how many times have you done that? Like things are great and like you just stir it up a little bit because you're like waiting for that other shoe to drop. It's because you're not sure, you're not comfortable, your nervous system doesn't know how to live in a state of peace. And unfortunately for salon owners, we live in this like chaos land because for so long that's just how it was. And it doesn't have to be like that. But you get to choose, right? Like that's the whole thing. Like you get to choose if you want to live in chaos or not. And part of that is, yes, like believing in yourself, but also it's knowing that you deserve it and how you get there. And I'm here to tell you, like, I 1000% believe that you are born worthy of whatever you freaking want. Like, I don't believe that you get things put on your heart and your mind, like dropped in, downloaded, whatever you want to call it. I don't believe you get those nudges for someone to slam that door in your face, for you to slam the door. Like, I think you're given those ideas, those things for you to be like, yeah, I want that. Or like, yeah, that would be cool. Wouldn't it be cool if? Like, I don't think you're given that so that you can just like pretend and like daydream about it. I think you're given those things so that you can say, does this match my priorities? Do I want this? Some things are totally just ideas. But like, if you're like, yeah, I really actually want that, you're the only thing that's stopping you. And I mean, come at me if you don't like that or don't think that, or just stop watching my videos. There you go. That's also nice. But like, I've seen it too many times that when someone says like, why am I stopping myself from like actually getting there? And I've done it. Like, I'm not telling you this because like I've read it in a book. I'm telling you because I've lived through it. I stopped myself over and over and over again. And I've gotten so close to things that I really, really wanted, and then I would just like F it up for whatever subconscious reason I had. And it comes down to me not being sure if I could hold it, not feeling safe enough that I was ready for it. Or like, oh my gosh, if I get there, then what happens? And really that all comes down to me not believing that I deserved it. And now that is not the way I feel, right? And so my behaviors and my actions are different. I don't do that, but it's one of those things like I have been there, and then I have coached hundreds of people through it, like hundreds of people. Where I'm thinking of one specific person who really transformed her life, and it makes me so proud. And I was a pretty new coach when I said, "Do you think that you deserve this?" And I was like, stepping outside the lanes here, Lexi. Like, that is a big question to ask somebody, because I am not a psychologist, I am not a psychiatrist, and I am not a therapist, nor a doctor or an attorney. So all of this, we give those caveats and clauses. But I just thought, like, I'm just gonna ask her, because at this point now I'm her business coach and her friend, and I care about this person. And before I was her business coach, I was her friend, and I thought, I'm just gonna ask. And she goes, I've never really thought about it, but I don't think so. Like, I'm afraid that, like, if I get there, then does my family think that this is too much? It really came down to, like, she wasn't sure if she deserved it, because that put her in a new level past other people in her surroundings. And like, the up level is a whole thing, the up level is a whole thing. You gotta make sure that you want it and you want to go there, but like, you can't be afraid of what other people think, and you have to truly know if you want it bad enough, and then allow yourself to have it. You can't self-sabotage. And so when we're growing businesses, like, you got to be Delulu AF a little bit. And you also need to have your feet on the ground and know where you're going.